Welcome to Universal Recap. How are you all doing? So first, let me tell you something. If someone harasses or threatens you or your friends, and you can't do anything about it, and then one day that person suddenly dies, how wonderful would that be? Yes, I'd say it would be wonderful. But what if that person, after dying, comes back as a ghost and starts doing the same things he did when he was alive, threatening, harassing, hitting, and scaring people? And if he is still not satisfied, he gives you a brutal and painful death. What would your friends do in this situation? Something similar happens in today's story. So, without wasting time, let's start the movie named Attack 13, which was released in 2025. At the beginning of the story, we see some witches and sorcerers practicing black magic. One of the women picks up a large centipede and shows it to someone, saying, "You want to bring back the dead?" And with that, the scene jumps back to 1 week earlier. We see a group of girls playing a volleyball match. Among them is the team captain, Busaba, who absolutely hates losing. During the match, one of Busaba's teammates, Oram, fails to hit the ball properly. Busaba gets annoyed by this mistake, and Oram notices the irritation on her face. She is also a little scared of Busaba. Even so, Busaba's team easily wins the match. But after the game, Busaba calls a girl named Yaha and says, "Look, I need to talk to you." In the very next scene, we see Busaba mistreating Yaha. She bullies everyone like this. Busaba asks Yaha for some money, but Yaha can't give it to her. Because of this, Busaba repeatedly forces her to drink shower water. Desperate, Yaha tells Busaba, "Look, I'll ask my father for the money tonight and give it to you tomorrow. Please let me go." Hearing this, Busaba finally lets her go, but she still threatens her, saying, "If you don't bring the money tomorrow, you'll see what happens." With that, she leaves. Now watch this carefully. The next day, in the classroom, Busaba is drawing a creepy sketch. Just then, Oram walks up to her and says, "Look, Yaha is sick. That's why she didn't come today." Busaba stares at Oram and asks, "Tell me the truth. What happened?" Oram replies nervously, "Yaha's father didn't give her any money yesterday, so she didn't come today." Busaba then orders Oram to bring Yaha to the gym that evening. Oram agrees and starts to sit down. But suddenly, Busaba grabs her hair and punishes her for the mistake she made during yesterday's match. However, when a teacher walks in, Busaba can't do much to Oram. The teacher then introduces Jindara to the class. Jindara enrolled in the middle of the semester after her mother was transferred to the city. She previously studied at Northern Sports School. Seeing Jindara, one of the students says, "You were the captain of your volleyball team, right? I saw your interview." Busaba doesn't like hearing this, because there is no one here who can match her. The teacher then asks Jindara to sit next to Oram. At lunchtime, Oram tells Jindara, "Even though you were the captain of your team, now that you're joining our team, you'll be in a slightly lower position." Busaba won't like it. She doesn't want anyone above her. Meanwhile, Hong joins them. She was Jindara's classmate back in middle school, and Jindara is overjoyed to see her. They start chatting when Busaba, after eating chicken, suddenly throws a bone. She then says, "I accidentally stepped in the dirt today." Jindara notices that both Oram and Hong are afraid of Busaba. Even Hong understands Busaba's hint and goes to clean her shoes. That's how scary Busaba is. That evening, during practice at the gym, Yaha arrives at Busaba's request. She tells Busaba, "Look, give me one more day. I'll arrange the money." But Busaba sees this as another chance and starts hitting Yaha again and again with the ball. Jindara can't bear to watch this anymore, so she steps in and blocks a ball that is thrown at Yaha. Jindara then challenges Busaba to a match. She sets a condition: if Busaba wins, she can continue hitting Yaha. But if Busaba loses, she must stop all this fighting and abuse. The match begins, and Jindara defeats Busaba easily and very quickly. Seeing this, Busaba becomes furious and is about to hit Jindara, but everyone around immediately stops her. After witnessing everything, the coach steps in, stops Busaba, and scolds her for her behavior. Busaba storms off, and the coach follows her, trying to calm her down. The next day, Hong and Oram were sitting together when Yaha came over and asked Hong how she knew Jindara. Hong explained that they had gone to the same middle school. Back then, there was a girl who used to tease both Jindara and Hong a lot. But one day, Jindara got into a fight with her and beat her pretty badly. After that, the girl stopped bothering them. Hearing this, Jindara felt both surprised and happy. Soon, everyone started talking about Busaba again. They said that all the girls who stayed close to her were only friends with her out of fear. Otherwise, Busaba was someone that no one would normally pay any attention to. She was a year older than them and had missed a year of school because she got pregnant and had an abortion. After returning to school, she began hitting people and scaring them. Hong also said that the teachers never said anything to Busaba because she was the captain of the volleyball team. Because of her, their volleyball team kept winning every match. On top of that, since she was beautiful, she was also secretly involved with people like the coach. While they are talking, Jindara accidentally gets food on her skirt, so she goes to wash it. There, a boy named Mike notices Jindara. He likes her at first sight. Mike asks Jindara, "Are you new here?" She replies, "Yes, I just joined yesterday." Just then, Orem arrives. As soon as she shows up, Mike leaves after taking one last look at Jindara. After he leaves, Orem tells Jindara, "Stay away from him. He's Busaba's boyfriend." During lunch, Busaba tells Jindara, "Come to the roof. I need to talk to you in private." Jindara asks her 3 friends to go ahead without her and then goes to the roof to meet Busaba alone. Busaba tells Jindara, "My coach warned me that if I get into another fight, he'll stop supporting me. Without his recommendation, I won't be able to get into a good college. So, I want to end this. Let's shake hands and move on. I don't want to fight with you anymore." At that moment, Jindara remembers the time she fought with another girl back in middle school. So she says, "Yeah, come on. What's the big deal? What's the point of all this fighting?" She immediately shakes hands with Busaba. That evening, Jindara is chatting online with a guy. When she asks him to send his photo, he sends a picture of himself. It turns out that the guy is Mike, Busaba's boyfriend. Mike messages Jindara, saying, "I fell in love with you the moment I saw you, and I want to meet you alone." However, Jindara doesn't reply to any of his messages. The next day at school, Busaba told Jindara, "I've started tutoring classes, and now I don't need to take money from Yaha. Just do me a favor. Today is my first day. Will you come with me?" Jindara replied, "Go with your friend or your boyfriend." Busaba said, "I don't know where my friends are. And as for my boyfriend, he's busy talking to another girl. So right now, you're the only person I know." But the truth is, Busaba's boyfriend, Mike, was actually talking to Jindara. Feeling guilty, Jindara went to support Busaba. Busaba took Jindara to a building where women were forced into prostitution. There, Busaba handed Jindara over and took money in exchange for her. This was her plan all along. Jindara couldn't understand what had just happened to her. Busaba had done all of this to get revenge on her. At that moment, getting out of that place seemed impossible. But Jindara did not lose courage. She took a small knife from her bag, fought with the people there, and somehow managed to escape. The next day at school, Jindara asked Busaba, "So now you want to be enemies with me like this, right?" "Okay then," she said, showing Busaba the knife. Busaba replied, "Okay, tell me one thing. Do you have any proof that whatever happened to you was done by me?" Jindara noticed that all of Busaba's friends were filming her, while 3 of them stayed completely silent because they were scared of Busaba. Jindara immediately called her mother and said, "Mom, please transfer me to another school. I'm facing the same things all over again." Jindara's mother replied, "Dear, you'll have to solve your problems yourself. Running away from them won't work. I'll talk to your teacher about it when I'm free." Jindara didn't know what to do. Just then, she received a message from Mike, asking her to meet him at the gym that evening. However, before she could go there, Jindara secretly sent Mike a text, asking, "You won't leave me later, right?" Mike replied, "Are you crazy? I really love you." While Mike was texting her, Busaba suddenly arrived. She grabbed his phone, snatched it from his hand, and threw it away after catching him flirting with another girl. Jindara was secretly watching everything from a distance. Mike pushed Busaba away and said, "Are you starting to think you're my wife? Whatever is between us only lasts until school ends. Don't expect anything from me after that." At that moment, Jindara began to leave. Both of them heard Jindara's footsteps, and Mike walked away. However, his phone was left behind. He came back to get it and found Busaba sitting there, crying. As soon as she saw Mike, she stabbed him with a paper cutter. After Mike was injured, the coach and others rushed to the scene. The coach grabbed Busaba, while Jindara stood aside and watched everything silently. Mike was immediately taken to the hospital. Because of this incident, Busaba was about to be expelled from school. Unable to handle what happened, she later hanged herself on the basketball court, shocking everyone when her dead body was discovered. A funeral is held at the school, along with prayers for Busaba's soul. At that very moment, someone is performing some kind of black magic ritual in the gym. Because of this, strong winds suddenly gather at the funeral. Someone screams, and the lights begin flickering on and off. Strange movements are heard coming from the coffin that holds Busaba's body, and everyone runs away in fear. During all of this, Jindara falls down, and the coffin starts shaking violently, throwing Busaba's body out. Everyone assumes this incident is just a coincidence. However, after Busaba's death, Jindara, Orem, Hong, and Yaha all feel scared, so they decide to sleep together. During the night, Orem sees a chair moving in the room. Suddenly, it slides toward her. Terrified, Orem tries to wake Jindara, but Jindara does not wake up. Then Orem sees Busaba's ghost standing there, hanging from a rope, writhing in pain. Blood starts pouring from Busaba's mouth and dripping onto Orem. Seeing this, Orem screams loudly. Only then do her friends wake up. But it turns out to be just Orem's dream. No one is actually there, and the chair is back in its original place. Orem goes back to sleep. But this time, she finds herself hanging from the wall in her dream. Just like Busaba, a rope is wrapped around her neck. This suddenly snaps Orem out of her dream. The next day, when all the girls went to the gym for practice, they saw some black magic items lying around. The maid refused to clean them. She told the coach, "These items are related to black magic. That's why I won't touch them. I don't care who you complain to." The coach then told the girls to clean everything themselves. After cleaning everything, they resumed playing. Meanwhile, Yaha saw Busaba's ghost. Busaba was hanging at the same spot where she had died. Suddenly, her head stayed in the noose while her body fell down. The headless Busaba quickly moves toward Yaha, holding her own head in her hand, and then throws it at her. But this was also just an illusion. It wasn't Busaba's head at all, it was actually a ball, which hit Yaha hard. Everyone rushed toward her. At that moment, Yaha saw a rope shaped like a snake hanging from Jindara's neck. She moved forward to remove the rope, but it looked as if she was attacking Jindara. Whatever Yaha was seeing, only she could see it. To everyone else, everything looked completely normal. Then the coach came and asked everyone, "What is going on here? What kind of drama is this?" After that, the 4 girls discussed Busaba's ghost in the washroom. Oram said, "If we believe the cleaning lady, she told us that some kind of black magic was performed in the gym. She said the black magic items looked like they were used to awaken a spirit." The woman explained that all of this was black magic. Oram continued, "She also said that the spirit for which all this was done has now awakened. And whoever caused trouble for that spirit, it will definitely take revenge on them. And that revenge will happen within the next 3 days. For the first 2 days, the spirit will scare and harass those people, even pushing them toward death. Then, on the 3rd day, it will kill all of them and complete its revenge." While they were talking about this, Busaba saw everyone. This made it clear that it was the first day. Hearing all this, the cleaning lady who is there says, "You've started seeing her. Now you don't have much time." After saying this, Busaba's spirit suddenly possesses the cleaning lady. Busaba begins controlling her body like a toy. Suddenly, the lights go out, and the woman jumps up onto a shelf. She then starts banging her head against the mirror again and again, badly injuring herself. Laughing hysterically, she charges toward the 4 girls, who are completely terrified. They run to the door, but the door locks automatically, and all their escape routes are closed. At this point, the woman picks up a large piece of glass and charges at them. Seeing this, Jindara, Hong, and the others start banging on the door and trying to open it. Just then, Mike arrives and opens the door. The lights turn back on. The woman regains consciousness, sees blood flowing from her head, and starts crying, confused about what just happened. After taking her to the hospital, Mike tells everyone, "Look, I can see Busaba, and you can see her too. That means this is the first day of those 3 days. And on the 3rd day, she will kill us all." After hearing this, they all go to a shaman and ask for help. He tells them that someone has awakened the spirit using black magic, and now it will take revenge. To protect them from the spirit, he gives them holy water. He also asks his disciples to bring a sacred dagger. But before the shaman could say anything else, he suddenly draws the dagger and stabs himself in the neck. Then he quickly pulls it out and stabs himself in the side a second time. For the 3rd time, he pulls it out again and stabs his leg. Seeing all this, they are completely terrified and start wondering what he is doing. The shaman had already warned them, saying that this spirit is extremely powerful. He tells them that to get rid of it, they must find it within 3 days. They must find the person who awakened Busaba's spirit and pour the holy water on him and on his black magic items. Only then, he says, will they be freed from the spirit. Following the shaman's instructions, they all leave. Now they start wondering who didn't attend Busaba's funeral. It turns out Yaha wasn't there either. Hong and Mike were also absent. Mike explains, "I was in the hospital because of the injuries Busaba gave me. That's why I couldn't come." After that, they talk among themselves and come to the conclusion that Busaba's father practices black magic. They also realize that he didn't come to Busaba's funeral that day, nor did he come to collect her body. Mike explains that Busaba's father is an alcoholic, and Hong is also telling the truth. Her father truly believes in black magic. He used to beat Busaba very badly. That's why Busaba lived in the dormitory instead of at home. Jindara then says, "Everyone, go to sleep now. We'll go to Busaba's house tomorrow to meet her father. And if he doesn't awaken Busaba's spirit, our second suspicion will be the coach. Maybe the coach is the one who awakened her spirit." After that, they say they will meet the coach as well. The next morning, Jindara calls her friends and tells them to go for the exam. She says, "I'll be back before the exam starts. You guys go ahead." Jindara then goes straight to Busaba's room, where she suddenly feels Busaba's presence. She looks into the mirror and sees Busaba inside it, moving closer and closer to her. Terrified, Jindara pulls out a paper cutter and points it at the reflection. But in the next moment, Busaba is gone. Suddenly, the door opens, and someone walks in. Out of fear, Jindara stabs the person. But it's not Busaba's ghost, it's the cleaning lady who had come in with some supplies. The knife hits the supplies instead, and thankfully, the woman survives. Because of all this, Jindara is unable to make it to the exam. Meanwhile, Hong tries to call Jindara on her phone, but the teacher takes Hong's phone away. During the exam, Busaba's ghost suddenly appears in front of everyone in the classroom and asks the teacher, "Madam, can I also take the exam?" Seeing this, all the students and teachers panic, run out of the classroom, and gather in the gym. The principal tries to calm everyone down and explains that Busaba's death has probably affected everyone mentally, which is why they think they are seeing her. But everyone insists that Busaba wasn't seen by just one person. She appeared in front of everyone at the same time. Just then, Jindara arrives and witnesses everything. She and Mike immediately ask the coach, "Did you use someone to awaken Busaba's spirit?" The coach replies, "Why are you asking me?" Jindara answers, "Because you and Busaba were having an affair." Suddenly, Busaba's spirit takes over the coach. Laughing, she says, "Everyone already knows about it. She wanted admission to a good school through the sports quota, and she was paying me for it. That's all there was to it, nothing more." After saying this, the coach pulls down his pants, and everyone immediately grabs him and tries to stop him. After a while, the coach regains consciousness, as Busaba's spirit is no longer inside him. However, her ghost appears in the form of her hanging corpse, right at the same place where she died. When everyone sees Busaba's body hanging there, they panic and run away in fear. From there, Jindara, Mike, and the others head to Busaba's father's house. Inside, they find many items related to black magic. Jindara explains that Busaba's father used to beat her when she was alive, and even after her death, he is still not letting her live in peace. Jindara asks everyone to collect the items. Just then, Busaba's father arrives and attacks them. He suddenly comes face to face with Mike. Meanwhile, Jindara pours the shaman's holy water on Busaba's father. As she chants the sacred words, he tries to escape through a window. Meanwhile, Hong notices a strange doll made of feathers, and they pour holy water on it. At the same time, Busaba's father is running when he suddenly slips. A sharp object from the roof pierces his head, and his eyes pop out. Seeing this horrifying scene, everyone is left in complete shock. Mike and Jindara take the fur doll to the hospital to show it to the shaman. After examining it carefully, the shaman quietly whispers something into his assistant's ear. After listening, the assistant tells Jindara that the spirit will not follow them anymore because they poured holy water on the black magic object. He tells her not to worry, says they will take care of the rest, and that Jindara can finally leave in peace. Later, Jindara and Mike are seen together in a temple-like place, praying for the peace of Busaba and her father's souls. After finishing their prayers, they go outside and get into the car. At that moment, Jindara suddenly remembers that she left her phone inside the temple. She tells Mike that she will go back to get it. Jindara goes back, picks up her phone, and starts walking out. As she steps outside, she notices a shopkeeper selling black magic items. To her shock, he has the exact same fur doll that she recently gave to the shaman's assistant. Jindara asks the shopkeeper what this doll is used for. The shopkeeper explains that the doll is meant to protect someone from evil spirits. Hearing this, Jindara realizes the truth. Busaba's father was actually using black magic to protect himself from his own daughter's spirit because he had mistreated her while she was alive. He feared that Busaba's ghost would come back and kill him. But this raises another question. Why did the shaman lie to Jindara? Why didn't the shaman tell her the real purpose of the doll? We will find the answer to this in the next scene. Shaman was actually afraid of Busaba's ghost and wanted to make sure that her spirit wouldn't kill him. That's why Shaman lied to Jindara and made her do all this. But Busaba's spirit didn't spare Shaman either. She climbs onto his chest and kills him in a single move. Meanwhile, Mike receives a phone call. When he answers it, he hears a voice asking, "Do you remember how Busaba died?" Hearing this, Mike panics. Right behind him in the car, Busaba's ghost appears. She grabs Mike's face with her hands and tries to gouge his eyes out. At the same time, she starts driving the car at a very high speed. Somehow, Mike survived. Meanwhile, Jindara has also arrived. Mike tries to get out of the car, but the door is locked. Jindara quickly breaks the car window with an iron rod and immediately tries to pull Mike out. But Busaba's spirit is holding on to Mike, preventing him from escaping. At the same time, some iron pipes suddenly start falling toward Jindara. Seeing this, Mike pushes Jindara away, narrowly saving her. But in the very next moment, Busaba drives the car backward at high speed. Because of this, half of Mike's body is thrown out of the car, and suddenly, his head is severed. Jindara is completely horrified by what she sees. She only notices Busaba's spirit standing on top of the car. But in the next moment, the spirit disappears, as if she is trying to play a twisted game with Jindara. Jindara rushes to the hospital, where she learns that the shaman has died. She takes the sacred dagger from the shaman's bag and leaves immediately. She also sends messages to Hong, Yaha, and Oram. Hong receives a message from Jindara that says, "Everyone, hurry to Busaba's house and meet me." At the same time, Busaba's spirit appears behind Hong. The moment Hong turns around, the spirit disappears. Then the scene shifts to Yaha. Someone keeps throwing stones at her window. Yaha assumes it's Orem. She walks up to the window, but instead of Orem, she sees Busaba's ghost standing there. To make sure it's real, Yaha uses her tablet's camera to check the area outside. The camera shows no one at all. But suddenly, Busaba's spirit appears right in front of her. Startled, Yaha steps back. At that moment, a pen gets stuck in an extension socket, causing a short circuit. The pen bounces violently and pierces one of Yaha's eyes. In pain and panic, Yaha tries to run toward the door. Before she can escape, Busaba's spirit breaks her leg and grabs her. Terrified, Yaha screams for her mother. Busaba then mimics Yaha's voice and calls out to her mother, asking her to open the door. When Yaha's mother opens the door slams into the pen. Because the pen goes even deeper into Yaha's head, she dies on the spot. Meanwhile, Hong and Orem are in the gym, at the same spot where Busaba died. Orem tells Hong that Jindara asked them to meet at Busaba's house. Hong responds by saying that everything will end where it began. She says she knows how to get rid of Busaba's spirit and explains that she had already discussed this plan with Jindara before calling Orem there. The scene then shifts to Jindara, who has arrived at Busaba's house. Inside, she finds Busaba's rental agreement, and it clearly has Hong's name on it. This reveals that Hong was paying Busaba's rent and had rented the house in her own name. This makes it clear that Hong is definitely hiding something and playing her own game. The scene shifts back to Hong, who tells Orem that if anything bad happens to Busaba, they must apologize to her spirit. Performing this ritual will make the spirit forgive them. The ritual requires a small amount of blood from both of them. However, Orem wants to do this only after Jindara arrives and insists that Jindara should be present as well. Because of this, she tries to call Jindara. But Jindara's phone crashes and shuts down, leaving her completely unreachable. Hong then tells Orem that Jindara might be dead. Hearing this, Orem becomes scared and agrees to do whatever Hong suggests. After that, Hong uses a little of Orem's blood along with her own. Once this is done, they prepare to apologize to Busaba. Orem says, "Busaba, please forgive me, because I was one of the people who caused your death." Hearing these words, Hong is shocked and horrified by what Orem says. What actually happened is that Busaba once had a fight with Mike. During that time, she took Mike's mobile phone and discovered that he was talking to Jindara. Because of this, later on, Busaba moved toward Jindara with the same paper cutter, intending to kill her. However, Mike arrived in time and stopped her. Busaba then asked Mike, "Why did you betray me?" At that point, Mike had just returned from the hospital. Busaba had stabbed him earlier, which is why he had gone there. After leaving the hospital, he came straight to this place. Yaha and Orem were also present there. Mike tells Busaba, "I wasn't betraying you. Do you understand? What kind of relationship do you have with the coach? Do I really need to explain this to you? Tell me." After this, Busaba once again moves toward Jindara, but Yaha knocks her out using a ball. Then, Orem and Mike grab Busaba. Jindara then says, "You tried to kill me, so I can't let you go." At this moment, Busaba begs everyone and says, "Please forgive me. Please spare me one last time." Feeling pity for her, everyone decides to let her go. But then, she lunges at Jindara again. At that moment, everyone, including Jindara, pushes Busaba away, and her neck crashes into a pipe. Because of the sudden choking, she can't breathe and dies moments later. After her death, Jindara says, "Busaba made our lives hell when she was alive, and now I won't let her ruin our careers even after her death." After that, Jindara lets the CCTV camera record her entering the gym while wearing Busaba's clothes and a wig. Then, they hang Busaba's body in a way that makes it look like she took her own life. This was done so that anyone watching the CCTV footage would believe it was suicide. However, it was actually Yaha who was wearing Busaba's clothes, with the exact same makeup, and helped stage the entire scene to look real. After hearing all this, Hong declares that they are all murderers, because Hong herself was not present that day. Orem responds by saying, "Whatever happened that day was just an accident. It was about our future, and that's why we did it. But tell me, Hong, where did you learn how to summon spirits?" In response, Hong shows them the centipede bite marks on her body. This reveals that all the witchcraft and black magic we saw at the beginning of the story was actually done by Hong, in order to bring back Busaba's soul. Here, Busaba's spirit appears in front of Orem. At the same moment, Hong starts strangling Orem to death using her own shirt. As Orem dies, Busaba's spirit feels pure joy. Moments later, Jindara arrives at the scene and is horrified when she sees Orem's dead body. Then she notices Hong and asks her, "Why did you do this?" Hong replies, "It's because of love. I loved Busaba. I was in love with the girl you killed in high school." Jindara responds, saying it was a mistake. At this point, the story shows what really happened in high school. Jindara pushed the girl, and when she fell, Jindara escaped without telling anyone. However, Hong witnessed the entire incident. Jindara then admits that she used to bully her. In response, Hong says, I only ever loved people who controlled me or bullied me, and you took that girl away from me. She continues, then Busaba came into my life. I fell in love with her too, but you killed her as well. At this moment, Jindara realizes that Hong suffers from a psychological condition where she feels pleasure from being bullied and abused. After Busaba's death, Hong lost that feeling completely. Now, there is no point in trying to reason with her. She had completely lost her mind. Jindara runs toward her and tries to stab Hong with the sacred dagger. But before she can strike, Hong stabs Jindara in the stomach. As Jindara weakens, Busaba's spirit grabs and holds her hand. Showing incredible bravery, Jindara switches the dagger to her other hand and stabs Hong in the neck. Then, using the same dagger, she strikes Busaba's spirit as well. As a result, Busaba's spirit finally vanishes, and Hong is left badly injured. Jindara asks her, where is the object that awakened Busaba's spirit? Hong starts laughing while staring at the wound she caused in Jindara's stomach. Jindara then sees a large centipede, the same one shown at the beginning of the movie, crawling into her body through the open wound. Jindara desperately tries to grab the centipede and pull it out. However, both Hong and Busaba's spirit hold her hands down, and within seconds, the centipede completely enters her body. Busaba tells her, now, through you, I will be able to come back to life. With that, the scene cuts. In the next scene, we see Jindara, and Hong comes up to her. Hong is still alive. When Jindara sees Hong, she says, my shoes are dirty, and Hong happily starts cleaning her shoes. This clearly shows that this is no longer the real Jindara. Her body is now completely possessed by Busaba. In the end, Hong and Busaba win this story, and now they are both happy. People often say that good always wins, but that's not always true. Sometimes, darkness is stronger than light. So now the question is, who is right, who is wrong, and has justice really been served? We'll leave that for you to decide. See you in the next video. Take care, and thanks for watching.